My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to the Automaton. Whew. I mean, the downfall of the Automaton. Slay the Spire downfall of the Automaton. Slay the Spire downfall of the Automaton Act 3. Rhapsody. 7 max HP for 250 souls. I do like my 250 souls from time to time here. What's the most value-laden path? There's one with 3 early upgrades, 3 question marks, 2 elites, one of them. Well, hang on. The maximum pathing is 3 elites. But that's 1 rest in between a bunch of emerald. Oh, a bunch of elites, including 1 emerald. I also do want to kind of guarantee a shop on my path if possible. But it looks like I either get a shop or I get 3 upgrades as well as 2 enemies. Well, I'm gonna go for the souls. And I'm gonna recall early as well. Get my first point of strength super soon. I should have just replicated there. Don't know what I was thinking. I think it was that replicate didn't kill the other target, so why would it do what I wanted now? Something along those lines. I don't know. A little bit of faulty logic up in there. Alright, we got the kill next turn. Sticky shield, fine-tuning, turbo. Turbo. What's your upgrade? Retain? Retain makes that a lot less exciting. Fine-tuning. Why don't we take that and then try and get things in the sequence that we want to increase the number of? Because we already have Go-To. Go-To's a good card to increase the number of. The only thing that we really need to keep an eye on right now is we're not... I mean, that isn't necessarily at least adding damage to the deck. And we should probably do that. As in add damage to the deck. At some point. Alright. Don't have to trip defend this turn. Don't have to. While being delayed guard force shields. Fine tuning is going to want me to wait to put it in the right thing, right? I feel like I don't want any of these, but if I do want to go for the elites, maybe I take the wild beam. I'm going to pass. I feel like I'm about to regret that. Upgrade 3 random cards within code. Well, we only have 2 cards within code, but upgrading 2 cards is better than upgrading no cards, unless I want the pain instead. I'm gonna upgrade the 2 cards. Now I wish I did have another card within code. Okay. So it's go to, replicate. Can't wait to fine-tune that, then replicate. And now we get a card that draws 3 cards, as well as deals a bunch of damage. Oh, it's good. Fortify, Buggy Mess, and Separator. Well, Buggy Mess is one of the cards that we can encode that will increase quite effectively with fine-tuning. Fortify, it's just always pretty good. I don't want to go back to the well of using it a lot yet. I want to explore new terrain. Let's break the ruby, get fine-tuning retain. No, it's pretty much always available at the right time. Buggy Mess upgrade? I almost always have go-to in the same upgrade as Buggy Mess. So all I get by upgrading Buggy Mess here is I get an extra energy on the turn that I play it. If only go-to was 0 cost. I'm still gonna upgrade it. Pen Nib. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage. I could also get 10 max HP immediately if I wanted to. I think I will take the Pen Nib though. And here I'll go for the fine-tuning upgrade. I really... Well, if I really hope to get a card that I can upgrade here, why not just go to a fight so I can get one? Seems like that's probably the play. Let's get that buggy mess out of there. Strike, strike. Sure. And we get even enough for the full defense. Love it. Okay, even get 2 more attacks out there, making the pen nib closer to its usage. Construct a separator and follow through. Follow through seems like a good card to pair with the rest of these. Then we'll immediately upgrade it. So this is the card that I want the fine-tuning to go on. Yeah, but I can now go Buggy Mess. Fine-tuning. Replicate gives us the attack back. Then we use that. Drawing 3 cards and inserting a random status. Nice. And we're also drawing 3 additional cards next turn. Oh, it's beautiful. Should I be defending right now? Follow through. Nice. Now I can go to defending. Maybe I should get rid of the slimed rather than attack here. Leaves me the possibility of getting running mess. No. Follow through. No. Yeah, no, I'll use the strike. I was looking for a possibility of getting a more impactful card from it next turn. Didn't really seem viable. Alright, so we'll take 15 damage over the course of this entire fight. It's a pretty good fight. Min of the Bone. If your HP is at or below 50% at the end of at the end of combat, rather, heal for 12 HP. Recursive. Oh, there's also Terminator. Terminator with this. Terminator with go-to, buggy mess, and fine-tuning. So we just have a card that gives us draw 3 cards, gain 2 energy, draw 3 cards, gain 2 energy. Okay, I have to try. Yes, please. I gotta try that. Come on, you know I gotta try that. We're about to run the thin deck. It's been so long. It's been 1,000,000 years. I thought that the rumors were false. I didn't think there was a thin deck. I always believed. Terminator. Yeah. Get him. Get him. Alchyrical Elixir. Remove or compile error effects from the next function you create. Reduce its cost to 0 until played. Neat. Blockchain. Do I actually want it? How thin are we going? Because if we're going as thin as I'm talking about right now... Well, I mean, hang on. Does that make an infinite? No, because I'd need another card to draw, right? Also, the buggy mess is inserting statuses. No, because Terminator... Play this card again... might create a copy of the function which plays again, so therefore you can draw the first function back. We may have just created an infinite. $18. We're just short. I kind of want to test this out a little here. So I'm going to go Buggy Mess, Fine Tuning, Strike the Backline, not use Replicate here. Go to Fine Tuning. Pop out the Terminator. Okay, I didn't see when it hit the discard pile, so I feel like I have to kind of wait a little bit here. We can kill you whenever we want. So we insert a status, draw 3 cards, insert another status, draw... We would have to empty a hand in order to do this, because it draws so many cards. Just truly so damn many cards. Overheat's been changed! Deal 24 damage, remove the next compile error you would encode. Great! Yes, I like that there are more ways to manage. It seems like Alchyr actually may be new as well. Maybe there's been a patch. I strongly suspect there has been, considering this card is different to what it was prior. But it seems like the patch has moved towards giving you the ability to try and counter the errors that you would otherwise encode. Love it. As for the rest of this, happy to pass. Not a great opening. Definitely not where we wanted to go with that one. We're gonna need the go-to card draw, I think. Replicate to save some damage. No, I'm still not gonna do it. Go to encode. Not be able to kill the frontliner. There's the Terminator. Okay, then we can get the Replicate as well as both strikes out here. Cast Buggy Sprint. Follow up with the follow through. Working perfectly. I love that on the following turn as well, it also draws us another 3 cards. Very useful. Okay. There's the Buggy Sprint. Okay. The infinite does work. That's all I needed to check. Yes, this is in the new draw pile. It's not in the discard after the final cast. Yep. Okay, this can be used as an infinite. More bank. Bronze armor, clean code, iterate. I just need to prevent Buggy Mess. That's the big thing. I guess maybe Repulsor is enough to do that by itself. Iterate's also really good with fine-tuning. So basically this comes down to, am I doing... Like, what kind of infinite am I doing? Right? Generate energy and cards, and then you can use those to play basically whatever the heck else you want. The thing is, Buggy Mess is also introducing 2 statuses into the deck, but it's also drawing us 6 cards. Every card I include is less of a possibility to be able to make this an infinite. Rude. Let's go 2 with a Buggy Mass. Get a bit of a fine tune out there. 7 takes you down to 36. 36 is above your split value still. $26 is definitely not above your split value. It might be difficult next turn to get to your split value though, but it'll definitely be difficult to defend against 2 attacking Spike Slimes next turn, so gotta take the gamble on that one. Gosh, that's a lot of card draw. A lot of energy as well. Burn out all the slime. Molotov, apply 30 soul burn. There's another fine tuning. Oh god, it really feels like I don't need all those fine tunings at this point, right? Right. They at least exhaust, so they don't prevent the infinite. Molotov. Well, we're about to go into the boss fight. I don't think the Molotov is going to be as useful there. I guess it's 30 damage, but we really need to have a core plan if we want to do anything here. What's this? Is that a little symbol against it? Wait, hang on. When you play a 0-cost card, if the silent has less than 7 cards in hand, she gains a shiv. So rude. Oh my god, there's the go-to. Hopefully I get fine. No, I didn't get fine. I have to wait for my fine tunings. Okay. I'm preventing the... No, wait, it doesn't... It's not a compiler. It's an insert of a random stat. Oh, God. $4, and then 15, 12, 15. It's damage. It's certainly damage. I definitely just let that all happen right there. On the hope of getting Terminator. Come on, Terminator, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna defend, actually, before I even do the buggy sprint. Nice. Burst is gonna burst Cloak and Dagger. Okay, so yeah, this is tracking correctly. So, 24 incoming damage. Block, block, block. Block. No more incoming damage, actually. Unless I try to replicate here. So let's try to not do that. The enemy is actually getting some serious strength, and I don't like it. Let's get all the excess energy here. Cool. I shouldn't give the enemy a replicate this turn either, because it's another point of strength with Shuriken. I'm gonna gain 25 counter here, because I think I may actually be kind of racing to the end of this fight if I want to live. Oh god, never mind. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. I overcommitted to it, definitely. Oh, 100%. If I'd taken Iterate as well as, like, there were a couple other things that I could have made to just have a deck that had a bunch of tools in it, that putting the tools together in any order would create something I was happy to have a lot of fine-tuning on. But my soul, it requires that I try and do it. Remove 2 cards. I mean, remove 2 cards gives us a lot more consistency in generating functions. I'm using X3 Combat Flee and Terror. I mean, we may get an elite with that. I'll remove 2. Leave an upgrade go to. Speaking thereof, our go-to upgrade proves itself. Replicate it into a running copy, and then double defend another strike. And one more time. Nice. Function is ethereal, but it gets 20 damage in it. I wonder what order the things in an encoder, in a function are cast in. Is it like left to right? The function reads the text of the cards that were encoded in the sequence left to right. So if go-to is in first and then cut through's after, go-to draws 2 cards and then cut through scries 2. Yeah, that's it, right? That would make the most sense. So that means I would try and get cut through in there first so that then I can go to, giving me the ability to scry 2 and then draw 2. So just securing that I draw the next 2 that I actually kind of want. Digital Carnage. Yeah, it even mimics the original Carnage up to 28 damage. You know what? That's just a lot of damage. So that's ethereal. Wait. Bronze core, is it costs 0 until played? I thought it costs 1. That may have been an update, or maybe I'm just completely missing it, but yeah, it gives us the ability to do that. Beautiful. Repair, Force Shield, and Turbo. I kind of want to hard pass these right now. And so I will transform 3 cards and get cursed with a random curse. So 2 strikes and a defend. Let's do it. What's that card? Class default. Add a copy of the first card in the next 2 in the current sequence. The next 2 sequences automatically. Hey, go to just drawing 2 cards on every single one of my sequences is pretty good. Defense. Terminator. Oh god, we get back to another infinite draw sitch. Early access as well. Oh my god. Only you should hold this power. You shatter the shrine into pieces. The dark wails echo all around you, and you feel the shrine's cursed magic seep into your bones. I'm not even going to have the ability to remove it here. Good reroll. Dang, bad reroll. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do the early access in time. If I want to get any damage, we attack. And it does get back the original one. That said, in that case, it's actually bad because he gets back an ethereal one that I can't do anything with. It's fine. It's fine. It's just hope it's different in other cases. Compiler, insert a void. It's a feature whenever you draw a status or curse card, getting temporary decks. I've got the Bewildered, and early access is going to put a lot of status cards into our deck. That makes sense, actually. Yes, all the things I can't have. Mallet. At the start of each combat, add 2 copies of Fine Tuning into your hand. Gosh, I wish I could take that here. It's a feature is going to be pretty wild here. Okay, so next hand, what do I do? Feels like it's got to be go to and then early access, maybe? It could be replicate this turn, then go to and terminate it next turn, just giving us all of that draw. I like that. I was trying to find a way not to justify going to this turn. Randomized all of them to 3? That's not random. It's intentional and shady. So we'll be taking 10 here. At least we do get the extra 2 draw next turn as well to try and offset. There's no way to play either of those safely though. Ooh. Drop a big old digital carnage on there. Seems good to me. Don't have much access to draw at the point though. Fine. Only taking 3 is fine enough. Good. Bye, boss. Fossilized Helix prevent the first time you'd lose HP each combat. That is a lot of prevention. Just go on the sequence, return to your hand. It gains return. I mean, I could return go-to to hand and then just use it for another draw 2. That's not awful, but I also don't necessarily need to do that. Whetstone, upon pickup, upgrade 2 attacks. That's strike, replicate, and digital carnage. Digital carnage is... Oh, and early access. Okay. Oh my god, it got both of the early... got both of the... Yeah. Yeah. It's good enough for me. Okay. Gosh, I wish I had an extra energy right now. I don't think I can use early access. I think it's way too slow here. That's what I wanted. I mean, obviously Terminator doesn't want to go into that. There's our digital carnage at least. Go replicate. Digital carnage got its cost reduced. Don't like that. Also go for the past default there. Digital carnage comes back. We get to draw a bunch of cards with it. And then go for the early access. We're going to try and kill. That'll do it. Blank card. At the start of each combat, play a random card from your deck. Oh, that's going to screw up so many things for us. I'm totally ready for it, though. Terminator with Philosophize. Oh. Does this have to be a strength gain deck? No, but it could be. I want to play with Philosophize more. I feel like I don't get to play with it enough. Oh, that's the one that's getting played here on turn 1. Interesting. It doesn't encode. Huh. Why? Seems like it ought. Strange. Terminator again? Delayed guard deprecate. I do like giving the enemies weak, and I feel like I have little access to that. Because I have no access to that, which is why I feel that way. Let's break the emerald, but also upgrade a card. Class default is retain. Innate. Terminator being 0 cost? How much does that matter? We mostly put it with cards that cost more than it, so not that much. Upgrade deprecate for the weaker. Go to deprecate Terminator and then just do it again. Keeps the enemy weak forever. Gives me a lot of draw. Class defaults there, great. Great there too, rather. Get weakens. Come on, Digital Carnage, decrease your cost. No! Why? There you go. Get the strength scaling off. Okay, Digital Carnage, I am very much relying on you. Whatever. Guess I'm going with the early access instead then. Gain 16 block. I mean, I want to play that on a later turn. Okay. Yeah, there we go, because 16 block is enough block for a full block. Yeah, of course the randomizations there weren't going to be great for us, but we got enough defense. Oh, but I can't even compile this until I get another replicate out. Ultimately, my goal here is to, oh, but it's ethereal. Oh, wait, I don't need that one. I just need the full release. Okay, cool. So take no damage. But I can't do anything with the full release. Not yet, at least. Dang. Meat on the bone. If your HP is out of below 50% at the end of combat, heal 12 HP. Boost. Boost. It's just, it's a compile speed of gaining strength. We need our things to have good actual effects above the encode line. Not so much below. It's like giant damage. Playing it again. I don't know how that's going to work with the power. Maybe the power activates 2 times. This one's just for creating the other thing, although it's also a random thing that got into the deck. Drawing cards, gaining strength, giving weak, right? Doing a small amount of block or a small... Like, these carry their value on the compile. I'm reiterating something I didn't need to reiterate there. I'm not going to be taking any of those as a result. I mean, Philosophize, we just get to play it for an extra strength, so I don't think it's bad. It's just strange. Old Carnage? Oh, deprecate old. Oh, yeah, I get it now. For a second there, I was like, wait. But why is it old Carnage? One sec. Oh, replicate is in there. I need to get Bewildered out of this deck soon. Why is it old Carnage? Oh, is this the effect of the old Carnage card? Is in the Carnage card in the Ironclad set? No. It's just not what it's referring to even slightly. I don't want to draw 2 cards yet. We go Replicate, Philosophize, Terminator. That is a good way to get multiple points of strength. Unfortunately, now both of our functions are in the new discard pile. There it is. We've got the strength gain. Engine online. Max output. It's pretty good for it's a feature. I like it. Especially because I feel like there's... Okay. Especially because I feel like there's a lot of lack of access here to draw outside of go-to. Good kill. Fortify fine-tuning, oil spill. I mean, oil spill is a good card to get in the early access. It's just such a wild way to try and manage it. Hey, go to, philosophize, and deprecate are all there. Fine-tuning. Seems pretty good. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. I will philosophize. I will do some digital carnage. Then I will terminate all of that, getting back a digital carnage that I can use to take out the midliner. I'm gonna go, it's a feature into max output. Maybe I should deprecate. No, because this isn't even going to the discard pile, so it doesn't matter when I play that, really. I mean, I found some defense, but I would need to find enough to block the first hit for it to even matter. Unless I can kill the backliner, which I also can't do. I could use a potion here pretty happily, even. Fine, we will do. Kill the backliner, saving 12 HP. I mean, we have meat on the bone. Taking another 12 would take us to 35, and then we would have healed back up 12. Never mind, we actually should have taken the hit there. Would have been correct. Release smooth stones, started to combo with the decks. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Don't need any of those, though. We really need to get Bewildered out of this deck. It's such a ridiculous over-encumbrance to have. Attack potion as well. Max output again. No, thank you. You're drawing a digital card and sending it down. I do like it. I do like it a lot. Especially with it's a feature. It's a pretty sick combo. I'm gonna regret that. Yes, I am. All right, Energy Thief. Whenever the void generates a, whenever the defect generates a void, it goes to the top of our draw pile. Draw pile. Let's go with Deprecate into early. Terminate getting it back and then double cast it here. Throw out a Replicate as well, I think. I mean, Philosophize beta build gives us the full release at least. Still not entirely certain what I'm going to be doing with the full release, but we have it. I don't even have the ability to cast it. Well, hey, at least we're blocking against the largest damage the enemy can do in that Sunder. Okay, it's fine. That's still there. Class default's okay, I guess. All right, all right. Give me the full release. There it is. We get the power, which is ethereal. I did forget that. It's fine. It's fine. It's not like it's the thing I was trying to do the whole time. I had a scare with that happening prior, and then immediately I just did it. Gosh. I've been playing so ultimately to try and get certain strats and things off, and it feels like I shouldn't have. Make the enemy weak. Is that going to be worth more than 7 block? No. Model the 2 highest cost cards in hand. Sure. Okay, they both became 0 cost. That's pretty good. Well, that's certainly a draw pile. Feels like it's a feature and a defend should be what we do there. Just got a hunch. Okay, one more max output in the before the defense. Gain the strength, deal the damage as well. Well, we found our way out of that one. For exactly 1 turn. Oh, okay, they're not blowing up any of the Dark Orbs yet. Whew! A lot of statuses. That actually would have been the kill that turn as well. I was just quickly playing. It's fine. We do still have the kill left in the deck. Which I did know at the time. Break. Status cards. It's a lot of status cards. We already put a lot of status cards in ourselves with the early access, the max outputs and stuff like that. Format. I mean, we've said before, format works really, really, really well with strength and dex both increasing. Just going to take it because it's a good card here. Remove 2 cards from the deck. Remove 2 cards from the deck is actually extremely appealing right now, just because Bewildered is here, and Bewildered is the absolute worst. I'm gonna take the Slaver's Collar though, because the full release plan mostly only needs to happen in boss fights and elite fights. And that's where I'm going to have the extra energy to possibly be able to accomplish it. So seems like that lines up pretty well for us. Wonder if I should just dodge a bunch of elites this floor. I'll wonder about it for a second and then I won't do it. Makes +1 copies is pretty good. It's a feature being in the opening hand is almost necessary, essential for us. Ooh, look at bronze here. Pretty much exactly the right place for it. Well, I should at least put one of the enemies on the ground. Pretty much the exact combat these are all for. Yikes. May I please have kills? So I need to make sure you go down, which is not hard. Philosophize, replicate. Getting back this. You go down on the grounds, and then go to deprecate. Set up some more draw on the next turn. Or at least more access to draw. There we go. I really got to get rid of that Bewildered. All it does is cause me pain. Blockchain. I'll take at least a single one. I don't need to go overboard like I did last time, but at least a single one should be fine. Okay. Let's early access, deprecate, fine-tuning, replicate, get it all back in hand, cast it again. Ooh. We're getting somewhere. Now we blockchain a class default right now. I think I'm gonna need it. I was really hoping for Philosophize at the end there. Oh, the burn hit me. I wasn't expecting to take damage. Okay, we managed to find a way out of that. Null pointer. 1515 in code, but it's unplayable. I mean, like the overheat is the ability to try and remove the costs of things like well, no, they're not compile errors, the earlies. They just happen to also put a status into the deck. So it literally just prevents gaining weak as well as giving my enemies strength. Don't know if that's essential for us. Decent damage on turn 1. Don't like that I can't cast the card that came out of that turn, unfortunately. Because if we'd blocked the previous turn, we'd be able to block a lot more on this turn. Beta build class default? I don't know about that. Throw a go-to in there. Terminator, get a card in the next cycle. Well, yeah, this Neko is constantly recycling our costs anyway, so I think that's fine. I'm gonna play It's a Feature to go for the model because Bewildered, like, everything already has a really bad cost. Might as well try and set it to a better one. Alright, fine. Make him reach and draw a bunch of cards, making the rest of the fight a heck of a lot easier for us. We'll get the kill. Vexing Draft. +2/+2 strength and dex, that is, and 2 burn status cards in the draw pile. And invalidate access to vulnerability for the same way. Strikes and defends gain in code. Oh, no. We just need to get rid of the Bewildered. Oh yeah, I'll punch him. To upgrade 2 random cards, remove a card and upgrade a random card. Honestly, upgrading 2 random cards here is still really good. Philosophizing Format. Great cards to hit. Grab at the start of boss combat, heal for 25 HP. Yeah, that's really, really, really good in Downfall because of the lack of the rests directly before the boss. So if I did Format right now, I could then play Terminator and then play the one that comes out of that. I like that. Oh no, wait, this one doesn't get its cost decrease. It's the other one. Whoops. That's fine. I still just have a good card cycling through the deck now. Not like I'm ever going to be mad about that. Deprecate, Invalidate, become vulnerable and weak on a turn where I don't have to worry about either of those being downsides. Ooh, this is good too. Let's go to Philosophize, fine-tune it. And then I just need to be able to play that whenever it comes back to my hand. So, do I put it in the new draw pile? That could be possible, actually. Yeah, fine. It goes into the new draw pile. Gain 1 blur, apply 2 weak to all enemies, apply 2 vulnerable to all enemies. Oh, so beautiful. Draw 3 cards, gain 2 strength, deal 5 damage. Just wow. Just a big ol' wow at all the things we can do here. Clean Fragment, play this again as well. Let's do it. Oh, perfect amount of block even. I'll tell you what, I've never felt lost as this character. I've never felt like, oh, what do I do? I don't get it, right? There's never been an I don't get it moment. Save like, you know, niche edge case interactions, but that happens with every character. Literally the default characters in the base game do that to me as well, because you need to know those kinds of things eventually. That'll get him. Dreamcatcher, Fire Potion, all that jazz. Don't need any of those though. Yeah, let's go for another elite. That one didn't really make me sweat. Will we play at the start there? We've got 7 block. Enemies still have all this. No clue. Start off with go-to. I can deal a huge amount of damage this turn if I want to. Fine. Get that back to hand, and then instantly cast it again, getting the kill. Yeah. Vulnerable to all enemies. Got a format out there. And with Terminate, and now we get the ability to make you vulnerable and deal damage. I think they end up playing again. Terminator is so good. Oh, it's absolutely wild. Doesn't give me block at all. So I don't need to return that to hand this turn. Also don't need to not. Okay, maybe fine-tuning would have a good point to make is why I shouldn't have done that. Should have also played block last turn just to confirm my block here. Not that ultimately it's going to matter. So I should have done it though. Encode. Sorry, the overload rather. Use it with go-to for drawing 2 cards. Use it for deprecate or invalidate, weakening enemies by 2. Use it for format for a bunch of attack and block. Use it for philosophize in order to gain an extra point of strength. 2 points of strength, possibly. I like the idea of getting like philosophize and go-to, right? Putting those in the sequence. Then getting overload, upgrading it to remove exhaust, and then just using this as a card that's... also, along the lines, you also put fine-tunings in deck so that you increase the numbers on them, right? And then just having this be a card that's like gain strength, draw cards. It'd be sweet. As much as I need the extra energy, and I kind of do, I really, really don't want to get the extra voids in the deck. We're already putting so many cards in our draw pile. Not a great opening turn. I don't really think we get too much choice about it, though. Play it or don't play it. Outcome's the same. I make myself vulnerable this turn if I play the invalidate. That's pretty hard to do. At least I can make the enemy continually weak there. Interesting. My brain! I made a mistake because brain did a bad. I forgot that I wasn't going to be able to even utilize the impact there. I keep forgetting, like, I always have this plan in mind of I will play format, it'll give me an energy back. Then I'll play Terminator to cap off the format. And then wait, hang on, I can't play anything after that. Keep forgetting that final bit there. Oh, gosh. Full release Terminator, gain 2 block every turn. That full release just doesn't seem like a thing I want. None of this hand seems like a thing I want. Ow. At least we get the meat on the bone triggering here, hopefully, if we get the loot. Starting your turn, gain a blur and deal 4 damage. It only costs us 3 energy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just not do that. Seems optimal to ignore. Deal 9, gain 10. Okay. I got some decent block out of that. Do I really want to make the enemy vulnerable this turn? No, because I only deal 9 damage. Even making them vulnerable, just making myself vulnerable is going to murder me. I don't want to max output past useful cards. So let's throw up the defense there. Never mind, the game preempted me by not having any useful cards in my next draw. Well done, I wasn't expecting that. Alright. We got some HP back. I do not feel good. Iterate makes a lot of sense here. Carries the strength upgrade quite well. So we gotta go invalidate, early access, Terminator. Fine tuning, then Terminator, then we cast. Ooh. Yes. Format the ever-loving heck out of that. I don't know what it is. It keeps happening. Every single time I'm like, oh, I can cast this. I think it might be that I see I've cast an X-Cost card, so I've run out of energy. Therefore, the only reason I can play this thing that's being generated by it is because it's being set to 0 cost by the bronze core. So now I can play something else first and then, oh no. It just keeps happening. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to, but then it does. God, I'm even gonna die here as a result of it, aren't I? That's literally one off of the kill. Fine. You know what? Just end the fight. I need to escape this fight so I can recoup elsewhere. Constructor being the first card in it. Pretty good. I do want more defense. Start with max output. We can't get It's a Feature out if we also create a early access that has Terminator in. But we can if we don't play Terminator. Oh, we didn't even draw any of the ones that would have been relevant. Alright, let's go Philosophize into go-to. The reason I did that is because then class default is a lot better getting Philosophize out of there. Can't afford to make myself vulnerable or the enemy gain the strength from Philosophize right now, so we just can't actually play any of the rest of the hand. Stop! Stop having it be kill! That'll all have to do. You bounce out of here. I'll gain my health back. Oil spill. It's up against format as well as iterate. I need more mid-game energy generation to use format more consistently so that I can kind of get myself away from the mistakes I keep making with it. Not going to take any of those though. I think I'm already pretty bloated and across a lot of different areas. Fine tuning makes sense. So does Safeguard, actually. Format and Constructor at the moment are our largest sources of block. We are going to need more than that. That'll have to be enough then. This is innate. I don't want it to be innate. Okay. It's a feature. We will safeguard, deprecate, and then damage. And then we'll use this as well to get even more weakness out there, as well as make sure we have the full defense. Constructor with class default. Ooh, I love it. Or at least I would. If it wasn't for the fact that I can't play the class default there as well as full block myself against the Mystic, and I need to full block against the Mystic, so I retain the buffer. More and more I'm starting to feel like max output is like maybe not bad, but maybe like not always actively helpful is probably a reasonable thing to say, maybe. Well, not as commonly actively helpful as I feel like it is. Alright, Terminator. Draw 4 cards, apply 4 vulnerable to all enemies, do it again. And this time, I even actually played the formatted card that came out. Are you proud of me? And block a blur and a strength, and we'll just get another replicate out there. We're just gonna follow through until we end up with enough strikes. I should have made the enemy vulnerable first. Whoops, my bad. All well that ends well right there, though. Don't need any of those. I like that we're being able to use these fights as a healing factor. Thank you for the meat on the bone providing that. Just gonna play It's a Feature in early access. Reasoning there is that I think we'll be able to draw back into the card that gets generated ultimately. Well, this is an interesting one. Format right now gives us 4. Ideally, I want like go-to, philosophize, and then fine-tuning in the same one. It just doesn't seem viable though. So I'm gonna go to, fine-tune it. I could try and Terminator it. Draw a bunch of cards. I like Terminator after Philosophize more though, but it's also not gonna happen after Philosophize. Okay, iterates after Philosophize here though. Then we format completing it and Moida. Moida? No Moida? Could sworn that was going to Moida. That's okay. I can take a little bit of a delay on the moitering. Ooh, pre-upgraded constructor. Yes, please. Oh, you gotta love a format like that happening at the very start. I mean, that's enough block for all of it. Double fine-tuning doesn't really make too much sense here, though. Can you use Blessing of the Forge to hold the fine-tunes for a different turn? Get back something I can't cast there. Don't really mind about it. I'm looking for cards that I really want to be fine-tuning. Not certain this counts. Invalidate, kinda, but also not really. Definitely philosophize. Oh, okay, hang on. The compile error does also increase with that. So I thought that fine-tuning could not make a card worse for you because it says increases all numbers on the card, but it doesn't increase the energy cost. So I figured, oh, right, it's talking about, like, you know, if something is a number on the card, it will increase that, but it has allowances for bad things or some such like that. No, it's... why did I just do that? Super buffed that enemy. Oops, my bad. I think it was so that I could activate the meat on the bone. That's that's definitely what I was doing there. It was definitely a thing that made sense and not a whoopsie doopsie. Merge conflict. Add an additional copy of the next card you try and merge. I mean, that's okay with some things, but it's not really that great. I guess Iterate wants it. Alright, Watcher. When Watcher loses 100 or more strength, 100 or more HP rather, apply -4 strength to her when she next enters Divinity or plays Ragnarok. Okay. Philosophize, deprecate, Terminator. Enemy is mad weak. They get 1 point of strength. I got 3. Feel like I came out on top on that one. Go-to safeguard blockchain is a pretty good... That's a pretty good card to have generated there. Even put a constructor out first for the next one. I want to go invalidate, replicate, get the constructor back, use format so I can play it. Yeah, I think I do. Keeps up the vulnerability on the enemy, keeps up my own block, and I have enough blur to be able to keep that block consistently. Kind of wish that fragment wasn't in there. I'm gonna merge conflict and iterate. Unfortunately, I can't play fine-tuning in the middle of all of that, resolving to get extra hits on the iterates. I still can get those extra hits on the iterate. Build error again. Yeah, it's just a good card. Should probably also throw a digital carnage up there. And I'm gonna defend. Urge conflict constructor? No. Running chain. Yeah, okay, that draws cards. We'll roll with that for a bit. Oh, the enemy's using blasphemy here, eh? They're not gonna, you know, die next turn. Do they not get the die next turn debuff? It seems like they're about to kill themselves here. I don't know, I guess I kind of want to see. Blasphemer, at the start of your turn, die. Yeah. Yeah, truly do look like you should be dying now. Okay. It just... Oh, no, wait. There was an intangibility there. I didn't even see. I should have looked. Oh, my God. It's the incense burner that did it. Beautiful design. Simply stunning. Hyper beam. So it's definitely not hyper beam. That'd be an interesting card to do a bunch of fine-tuning on. Have it start growing faster and faster and faster. I imagine it's extremely slow to do that, but maybe there's some way to generate enough resources that it's a bit faster. I kind of like it here. Gives me some good padding in there. Gain an energy and add a random status into your discard pile at the start of your turn. Oh, snack away. Half of the deck is expensive and half of it isn't. The idea of running a Snake Away with like an early access and a bunch of expensive encode cards, love that idea. Cannot try and do it right now. I also do play more than 6 cards. Excuse me, I also do play more than 6 cards a lot of turns, so no Velvet Choker. Let's go makeshift battery then. It's an 8.99 volt. Max is still a 2 elite path, but let's go for the shops as well. Ooh, I should recall this too. Sooner rather than later. I think I will use max output here. I very much am glad I did. We'll do that, and then iterate, use fine-tuning before invalidating to return it to hand, making myself vulnerable, but that's fine because I've got the block. And then I can it's a feature and attack again. And pop a blockchain in there. Let's go philosophize into fine-tuning replicate. Constructor safeguard. Block. Start gaining strength, start gaining bloat, start making cards that generate a huge amount of block for us. Ooh, deprecate's good here too. Bunch of weak to enemies, a bunch of block to me. Thank you for all the extra statuses. Hopefully they'll pump up my stats enough to get to a really reasonable position. Seems like it had. It's just hard. Bug Barrage would be good in this deck. But I think I know why I have difficulty with the status stuff. It's really hard to get cards out of hand. Right? You can scry and discard and exhaust cards from the top of your deck. But save playing the cards, you can't really get them out of hand. The ability to exhaust cards in hand, especially, is something that would assist. Maybe there are ways to do that. I'm just ignoring them at the moment. Don't necessarily see them at the moment. Or maybe that is the giant downside the character is supposed to face, right? Take Repulsor here so I can kind of manage it a little bit better, though. Philosophize, Early Access Terminator, and then I didn't want to lose my block there, but I also don't want to use a Void Potion just to... Oh, I should have done it. Oh, I definitely should have just killed that frontliner with the Fear Potion. Alright, the incoming damage is 3042. Gives us the ability to start healing back up with the meat on the bone. Use... Can't make myself vulnerable here. Alright, now we're down on 35. So we get the meat on the bone active. Perfectly active, in fact. Let's class default that. That's a good one. Let's safeguard out there as well. Alright, now all I need to do is try and get some blockchain up. Literally, is it going to be the bottom card in the deck? It is the bottom card in the deck. Of course it is. Beta build infinite loop. Go infinite loop first. Yep, that did increase the scaling number off of it. Good. Beta build brings that card back. Use format to free up the ability to kill a minion. Saving some HP, but not enough. I'm gonna have to rest at a rest site just naturally. I gotta be honest, I feel like every time I played early access, I've decreased the value of anything I was trying to accomplish at the time. It just really... And, like, playing it to cap off or using it to start a function on a turn and then getting it back and not being able to play the power that you get as a result is like... It is so ridiculously slow. So one of the original problems with Alpha, Beta, or Omega, right? The cards that exist in the Watcher set. One of the original problems with them that then got later addressed was the delay that it had, right? In particular, earlier versions of it, oh god, do I remember the upgrade version of it? The old versions of it? The old versions of it were even less consistent. I can't remember if it was because they didn't put them in the draw pile, like they put them in the discard pile or something like that, but they were extremely slow. And then they made them faster by making them put them in the remaining draw pile, guaranteed, so that you would have the ability to draw into them. And then they also changed the power to be more powerful, as well as to activate on the turn that you play it. Activates at the end of a turn rather than at the start of a turn. And the reason that's really important is because it means it has some instantaneous effect for a thing that you've spent a huge amount of time building up to. It is almost impossible for me to get any effect out of the full release stuff that justifies having ever played it. Like, it has felt most actively like a trap so far. Oh, I got an elite before I get a boss. Oh, that doesn't look like that's good for us. Let's get some block and try and manage the enemy. Yeah, full release doesn't make any sense. It's just, I don't know what deck can use full release without dying because it tried to use full release. It's another constructor. I guess the delayed guard. Yeah, some delayed block would be nice. Ideally, I'll heal out of this fight somehow. Not a compile error. All right. Make you vulnerable. Throw in the infinite loop and the early access. Then upgrade both of those. Just got to get enough damage out here, so can't really ignore that card, unfortunately. Make the enemy weak, but make myself weak. Totally fine with that. Not really finding any defense here. Still not really finding any defense that I can actually use this turn. If Terminator rather was upgraded, I would use it now. It's enough block for me, I guess. Okay, we will actually get a 12 heal out of this fight from there being another bone. That's great. Very pleased. Sure, I guess. Just doing all of that to try and draw back to aggressive cards. I mean, yeah, those are some aggressive cards, I guess. This damage I can put out. Alright, so we need one more shop still, which means we hug the left. Cut through deprecate and code. No thank you on those. Membership card is valuable right now. Is there a specific skill that I want to put in the opening hand? There ought be at this point, right? Kind of want to put Philosophize up there. Maybe even just Blockchain. None of them feel great, though. Get out of here. It's innate as well. It's even wilder as well, because, like, you have to make a function with the first one in order to get a second. And then a function with the second one in order to get a third. And then a function with a 3-cost card that only serves to give you a power back that then you have to use. So instead of like alpha, beta, omega, it's alpha, beta, omega, etc. Right? There's 4 steps rather than 3. And the steps are even harder as well. I think this is just a pass for us. We'll find stores later on. In 6 turns, deal 6 damage to a random enemy 6 times. This is 2 costs for 24 damage. Randomly distributed. On an extreme delay. Sorry, it's 36 damage. I mean... So it's Ragnarok Plus in 4 turns. 6 turns by base, but 4 turns after upgraded for 2 costs as a power. Not sure I want to use that. Guardian Quell. It's the AoE. Awaken. Gain strength if you die. Gain health instead. I mean, I kind of feel like Awaken's really reasonable for us. I don't want to give the enemy strength this turn, but I do want to upgrade Philosophize with weak fine-tuning. Give them 1 strength, they go to 24 incoming damage. But I'm also going to weaken them. So they go down to 18. Safeguard back. There you go. Get mad weak. Then I guess it's a feature and max output. Format only putting 2 up there, and then I guess I play Invalidate, and then so making myself vulnerable this turn as well. It's fine because I do get the extra block from this card. It's not a bad first turn. It's certainly been a lot worse. Thank heck we have the giant block for this, but I should probably preemptively make some cards that will help us along in terms of our block in the future. Specifically by giving us access to a bunch of blur. And delayed block, naturally. Terminator. Shame. Anything else there and I would have been able to go off. So let's roll a go-to. Didn't really find any defense there. We found a defend. I don't know if that counts as defense for me in the way that I really wanted it. But it's fine. We can use the constructor and then play it again. Get ourselves a little more stable there. I like Terminator here. Kind of vulnerable to enemies. Terminator, get the card out from the top, and then deal 9 damage 4 times, then 21 damage, and then play it again. It's a good card to have a Terminator in. Sentient form. This is exactly the deck that can take sentient form. Deflect embraces at the start of your turn. Gain counter equal to the amount of block lost. I have to take the Sapphire Key. Merge conflict, iterate. Pop a fine tuning out there. Gonna want some strength gain alongside that. I don't think I want to replicate and then just play the past iterate for very, very little right now. Okay, no big hit, no big hit. That's fine. Even though you decided to betray me. 4 damage 5 times. That should be your class default. I imagine that would stay. Oh, but then I won't have the constructor. Yeah, I like constructor a lot though. Get 3 damage 5 times and play it again. Love it. We'll pop a constructor out there as well as a class default and safeguard. So now all I need is the strength gain. Good. Oh, it's so good. Let's have that get ridiculously big as well. Do I want to? No. I should preemptively start blocking again. It's working out pretty well for us. Don't turn down what's working out. Even more block. Maybe I should just be like first cycle generating block, second cycle, that's when I try and start attacking the enemy or doing some such like that, you know? There's the strength that I'm going to need. Have to focus singularly on that there. So that I can try and justify the giant multi-strike that I built earlier. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah. Another iterate, another fine-tuning. Wow. I don't think I'd take either of those. They're good, but I don't think I'd take them. Infinite loop, it's a feature, defend. I don't think I have the energy to play Infinite Loop as many times as I would like. I'm gonna lose the defend though. Gosh, I wish I could make the sentient form 2 cost. Terminator becoming 0 cost doesn't matter as much because I usually want to pair it with things that are already got a cost on them. Do I really want Repulsor to be innate? No, it feels like I want to do more setup than that on turn 1. Thinking about just upgrading a defensive card like a safeguard, maybe a constructor. Seems the safer choice for us there. I could safeguard Terminator, it's just without the ability to blockchain, that doesn't really matter until the second cycle. And are we even getting to the second cycle against this enemy? I think I just hold. That is another reason actually to want to upgrade Terminator, just so I have the ability to get the right cards up there. It's totally fine that I take the damage this turn. Wait, hang on. Why did I take that damage that turn? Where'd the fossilized helix go? I didn't take damage on the first turn, did I? I didn't think I had. Go-to. I mean, go-to could draw into Philosophize, which would be good. I could even try and merge conflict go-to and then fine-tuning that. Oh my god, we did get Philosophize as well. Wow. Draw 5 cards, gain 4 strength. Oh, you get beefy. Let's make the enemy weak. Format to gain the block back. Attack. I knew that was in the cards, which is why I did the initial thing anyway. Hey, build iterated. Yeah, that's gonna be good enough for us, I feel. Running ideal for a bunch of extra strength, and then the damage. I even kind of want to lose 7 HP here if at all possible. But it doesn't feel possible. Drop up a Terminate on that. Oh, I should have gained the strength first. Oh, thank heck, it doesn't matter at all. Bye-bye, transient. I do like the idea of Buggy Mess for the extra energy, but I also really, really, really can't afford extra statuses being put into the deck. Rest actually seems reasonable. What's it even up against? Upgrading Iterate to already have an extra attack by base. That is pretty big, though. Solid start there with the Philosophize. We'll go for a go-to first, especially with the fine-tunings and such. I could go for, like deprecate fine-tuning. Draw 2 cards, make them all weak and vulnerable. Draw 3 cards, sorry, make them all 3 weak and 2 vulnerable, rather. Kind of just assuming at this point the frontliner is going to hit me. Yes. Gaining strength at the start of the function gives us the ability to gain strength before iterate. Ooh. Yeah, I have to go with a fun play here. We go iterate into fine-tuning Terminator. Gain 2 strength, deal 7 by 5. That'll actually be 9 by 5, and then it'll play again. It's good damage. And then, yes, I will take damage from the enemies as a result of my hubris. However, I really wanted to do that. Also meat on the bone. Much conflict with delayed guard isn't bad here either. Oh, but it's better with the infinite loop. Because then we get back enough cards to kill. Another infinite loop, don't need that. Bug barrage, I think we're past the point of actually utilizing that effectively. Grade 3 random cards within code. Oh, don't tease me. Replicate, Terminator. Safeguard. Infinite loop. Wow, they're just good across the board. We didn't even hit the infinite loop, and that's the one I'm probably least excited about. Constructor, go to fine tune. Terminator gets that card back, and then you get to play it again with all the all the fixins. Unless I want to go Constructor, Invalidate, Deprecate instead. And I do want to do that. Sets it up with the card that does all of that stuff. Ooh. Okay. Let's merge conflict on you with a iterate, getting 2 copies up there, which we increase with a fine tuning. Then I use a safeguard to confirm my defense there. We've also got a turnip, so we can no longer even become frail, so safeguard doesn't really have a downside anymore. Oh, gosh. I need to kill that exploder this turn, because I'm not going to be able to defend enough for it this turn. Replicate into delayed guard, infinite loop, and then we get back a infinite loop that scores the kill for us. And then take some damage to the rest of the enemies on the field. Oh, now I need to take 1 more damage. I'll take down 1 enemy as well, just so I don't have to worry as much, at least. Yes, that's strength. I need you to hit me once. For 1 damage. You got 8 spikes on you, so if I hit you and then you didn't manage to hit me back, that would work. But you will immediately after hit me back. Past iterates. This will kill me, and then we're dead. So no on that one. Scan block. So 18. Again. Best position. I'll pre-get 8 for next turn, I guess. Need to take the damage, though. Okay. 31, that'd get the kill. Don't want to do that. I don't know. It's gonna end the fight. I just didn't want to have to stress over that forever. It's a feature again, another buggy mess. No, I can't. Enemy is highly toxic. I have seen you before, so check my own. But let's figure it out here. Because we're going to need extra energy, and this deck doesn't have extra energy at almost any point. Philosophize is free to exploit. Go to, oh my god, Philosophize, Fine-Tuning, and then Terminator. That's pretty much exactly the kind of thing I would have wanted there. Let's do that again. Get a Constructor with Delayed Guard, and do I really need to weaken the enemy here? Or just throw another Constructor in there? Throw another Constructor in there. I need very dense and very cheap effects. Merge Conflict on Iterate is exactly the kind of thing that we want to do so that we can get towards the kill. So Merge Conflict on Iterate and then use Safeguard. No. We Merge Conflict on Iterate and then we use Invalidate. Which gives us the card back. We don't cast it right now. Because we want to clear the poison. All of it. And then in the second cycle, we have cards that give us a ridiculous amount of strength. And we also have cards that... Oh, there it is. And then we also have cards that deal a ridiculous amount of damage. And that should be good enough. Let's go Sentient Form into Running Ideas. Which could draw us back into... And draws us back into Build Guard. Deprecate, Replicate, and Fine-Tune. Don't need to save an energy on that turn, though. Don't really want to max output here. But I do want to draw. Because Past Iterate is in there. These are 0 cost by default, so I could just blockchain. 4 weak to all enemies, 13 damage, and 2 blur. It's pretty good. Alright, fine. We got our Past Iterate. That. Oh, because I created a function, right? Of course. So it's the first. Yeah, I understand why I didn't do it now. I'm also literally just going to create a clean fragment. Not even playing it right now. It's just good with the scaling that I've already locked in. Allow the rest of the poison to wash over me. Okay. I mean, It's a Feature is really neat. Let's play that in Safeguard, I guess. Rest of the energy goes towards purging myself. Go on running ideas, getting the upgrade too. Okay, I need not a huge amount of block before the end of this. Right, should I just hold 2 HP, 2 energy? That feels right. That's so much damage. 23 by 5. 2 times. And then the vulnerability at the very end. 1070, we'll approach that door. So I didn't kill the merchant. Pretty sure I didn't kill the merchant. Protect me and be rewarded. Yeah, and it said protect me and be rewarded rather than I brought him back. Interesting. Is the fight different? Or maybe I did kill the merchant and forgot. That's possible too. But then why did it change that message? Wasn't brought back. Not a great opening turn, all things considered. I'm going to get myself a lot of delayed block here. No, that's not a good card to class default, because then that locks me out of fine-tuning other more important cards. Because you can only fine-tune the things in the first 2 spaces. As soon as you put a third one up there, it creates the function and comes back out. So actually what we do that turn is nothing. I do like sentient form. Fine, I'll do that. Blockchain, fine-tuning. Deal 11 damage, gain 3 blur, play it again. Honestly, like, I prefer just getting those ready. I don't think we need even more blur right now. We'll get back to that card before we need more blur. I really want to philosophize here. There's one more fine-tuning in the deck. Sure. I'm gonna merge conflict on this replicate, and there's a reason for that. 2 cards. I don't want to draw 2 cards right now. So the reason for that is because now I have the ability to get iterates up there and then start giving them fine-tuning as well. That's literally it. Just wanted space for the iterations. Alright. Safeguard, which will fine-tune. Make a constructor, bringing it back, and then playing it. No damage for me. None allowed. We've got the blur cards left in the deck. I'm hoping to draw it this turn. Yeah, there's the blur card. All's well that ends well. Gosh, the enemy's trying to deal a significant amount of damage there. Woo! Gonna have 50 coming out this turn as well. Don't like that. Very little I can do about it, unfortunately. Well, it wouldn't even benefit me to go below the amount of HP. Also, Pantograph is a heal us. Pantograph will rather heal us back up, so we'll be fine. Thank heck I put block in that card. Alright, no kill that turn. We're gonna take another 28 damage here. But at least we've confirmed the following kill. Lantern? Lantern's pretty good. First turn often has a bunch of stuff I need to do. I don't really encode many cards that I can't upgrade or haven't already upgraded at this point. It's just an iterate being sold. Fine, I think iterate is going to be enough of our game plan that that's a good idea. I'm also going to take madness, because that decreasing the cost of something that then goes into a function is kind of interesting to me. Kind of compelling. I'm also just going to cut a max output out of here before I play it and lose as a result. I want to save me from myself, please. Hey, where's my 25 HP? Now? Yeah, there we go. Oh, fine-tuning happening at the very start, doing nothing for us. Worst. I mean, if I'm haunted, all of the rest of these are going away anyway. So there we go. I made a quite defensive function. Not bad to have one. This isn't the speed at which I want to gain strength with a Philosophize, but I have to use that if I want to avoid it. Go with the vulnerability, because that doesn't affect us this turn. So we could draw into fine-tuning or Terminator and be really happy here. If I play Philosophize, Iterate. But there's also just Sentient Form there, and Sentient Form is really good. There's also another Iterate left in the deck, so I could just go Sentient Form, Philosophize right now. And I will. I gotta set up here to be able to go against all three of the upcoming bosses. Let's start with the go-to. Really not how I want to end that. Gonna play an Awaken and then pass. Thank heck for the Fossilized Helix. It's prevented a ridiculous amount of damage over the course of all of this. I really want to class default a unupgraded Philosophize. If it was upgraded, yeah, I'd do it, but it's not. 2 strength, 3 cards, late again. Some more cards in hand into random status cards. So that is going to transform all of these and then put them in my discard pile if I'm not mistaken. So it's of utmost importance that I prevent that. Oh, there's the other Rita-B, and there's a fine-tune next to it as well. Nice! Let's even pop a safeguard in there. Myself some reasonable block while I'm doing all the rest of that. Repulsor, blockchain, pass the iterate. I'll format and get an Icky out as well. Terminator's not left in the deck at this point. Constructor didn't really lead at any point, which a little bit nervous about that. I can compile and play it this turn, both for the blur. Fine. We've only got 2 blur on that card. Well, not 2 blur. We've got 1 blur on that card. We're going to have to find ways to play it many, many, many times. Pretty much any time it comes up, we should definitely play it. So, certainly here. Not sure 2 infinite loops is really going to help me as much, but... Get me back to the card that instantly kills enemies. That's a good card. I like that card. None of those were the right card, but you found it in the end. Nice. Let's just burn out slimes, I guess. Getting rid of them so that I don't have to draw back into it again. Final boss, please. Let's start with the draw. Past iterates. Okay, 32 by 10 is... Okay, we've got lethal as long as we make the enemies vulnerable first, and I do have that. Don't gotta count if you know the ballpark is higher. And now for Meow. When Now adds curses to your draw pile, she also adds a void card. Oof. When Meows lost 150 more HP, she'll be stopped from gaining 10 strength the next time she uses a buff. Nice. And then Meow applies 10 poison to you every turn. Yeah, poison resistance, cool. That's a really awful hand for both fine tunings. Like a fundamentally tragic hand for those to be, and I can't do anything now. Go-to blockchain Terminator doesn't feel bad. Especially if it's getting upgraded. I forgot about Flawed. There goes 1 iterate and my Philosophize. And we get a bunch of stat. I'm probably just screwed exclusively based off of having forgotten that Flawed's in the deck and just drawing into it. I shouldn't have done that. But I did. So how do we handle it? Get a constructor out front there. Pass for the rest. Removing the poison that was applied to us at that point. I'll go for the 5 from format here. And then the one that gives us the most block to begin with. Probably should have held that turn, actually. Yeah, that would have been better. There's an iterate. Do I even dare max output at this point? Could I dare not? Four weak to all enemies, 17 block next turn as well as 20 block right now. Yeah. My damage to the enemy doesn't matter as much as making sure I stay safe. We'll fine-tune that. I guess class default? Just get that ready to go into any future. Should there be any future, I guess, at this point? Yet to be seen. Alright. That's really good. We just got rid of a lot of trash. We actually may be okay, based exclusively off of the prioritization of defensive items in my initial creations here. This is ethereal, so I have to play it. Can't run out of blur. It's gonna be slow going in the fight. But I think we can do it. Actually, I need the enemy not to outscale me. I have to make that. Don't draw back into the card. Don't draw back into the card. Running chain. It's fine. Just gonna make sure the poison never hits me, because that's the real threat at this point. We've generated a ridiculous amount of defense. We should otherwise be okay. Feels like a lot of the time I'm spending my upkeep on just making sure that we can continually get blur. I don't know if I need as much blur as I'm giving myself the ability to continually get. $120 damage in that cycle. Oh, gosh. Probably pop a digital carnage up there and even replicate gaining something. If anything, that just got the digital carnage out of the deck. Oh, nice. As long as we draw into at least one useful card every turn, I'm fine. I'm happy enough with that. Gosh, that's a lot of damage. Please stop doing all of the damage, just so damn much. We are only just keeping up pace. It's very, very threatening. Now die. Woo! Biggest enemy there was myself. 100%. But we bailed it out and we made a good run of it anyway. Can't change what you've already done. You can only change what you're going to do in the future. And that, friends, is one dead Niao. Let's get our final unlocks for this character. You get the bronze idol. Status cards now be oh, wow. That's neat as hell. Status cards may now be played for useful effects. There's also Decker's Washer. At the start of combat, draw 3 additional cards and add a Dazed into your draw pile. And then Donu's Washers. At the start of combat, gain 2 energy and add a Void into your draw pile. Interesting, interesting. Cannot wait to experiment with some of those in the future, but for the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire Downfall. All of the links that you're possibly looking for are in the description down below. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.